everyone. So I went out for a walk and I was thinking that we haven't explained to anybody the greatest difference between tennis and paddle, and that will be the courts. The courts are the main difference. That's the biggest impediment for this sport to grow, because it's a massive investment. Courts are not cheap. They require several different things. They require permits to erect and construct. You have to apply for a DA to get them going, and in the same way they're the thing that makes the main difference between tennis and paddle. And now I'm going to explain what different types of courts there are. Mainly two different types of courts. There's the panoramic courts, which means that on the back wall they don't have any beams, so it's all glass. They're excellent for exhibition matches where everybody needs to see what's going on. Then there's the traditional courts, which are made out of glass panels as well, but they have little beams in between the glass panels on the back walls and on the side walls. And those are the main two different types of paddle courts. Back in the day there was also paddle courts made with concrete backs, but that was 30 years ago. Yes, so it's complicated to get a paddle court up and running if you're looking at doing an outdoor venue, because the paddle court itself is classified as a structure. So you need to get a permit to anchor it to the ground. You need groundworks. There's a minimum of regulations when you're anchoring the court to the ground. If you were to open an indoor court, it's probably way simpler, because you basically are leasing a warehouse that already has a slab of concrete. So basically you're just putting a fixture inside of your venue, so you don't require any type of permits for that. That's also something that you should bear in mind before you decide to go on a paddle venture. So let me describe what a paddle court is for you guys. Paddle court is a glass and metal structure, and basically it's exactly the same size as a tennis court if you take out the tram lines on the sides. So you get a 20 by 10 meter rectangle that is a metal structure, and then on the back ends there is glass. So I would say that the main difference between tennis and paddle is basically the court itself. You play inside the court, so you're in the box, and that doesn't require a fitness level as heavy as tennis, because the playing area is a lot smaller. The scoring system of a paddle game is exactly the same as tennis, so there's an advantage for all the tennis players out there. They won't find that very difficult. Other differences between tennis and paddle, so I think that paddle provides enjoyment for a lot broader spectrum of players. You can have little kids playing, you can have old ladies playing, you can have young blokes, you can have old blokes. Everybody enjoys paddle. The most enjoyable thing about paddle is, without doubt, the social aspect of it. You're always playing doubles, which means there's always 4 of you playing, and after the game you can sit down and have a drink in the bar, have a chat about how good or how bad you were, and how it's the racket's fault. It's always the racket's fault. And it creates an environment where it's very simple and easy to make connections with other people and create a community. And that's what we want for the Albury-Wodonga area. We want to create a community and facilitate people and businesses to meet with each other and create a community in that sense. The one aspect that tennis and paddle is very similar is that the more you train, the better you become, of course, and that's why we will have coaches available at our center. And it is important that after a few games that you at least have a what we call a level exam. I don't know, I have to come up with a name for that. Basically the coach is going to give you a few tests and will determine what level you are at that time, because that's important, because the app that we are going to be using is going to find people with the same sort of level for you to play with when you open a game, and that's something that you need to have. And then as well, 5 minutes with the coach will be able to make the difference whether you change a few small habits and become a much better player. The learning curve, I would say, is exponential when you do that.